Have you ever walked down a hallway of practice rooms and heard this? Or seen this?
What? No way! What?
Or even this? Yeah, that's not practicing. But let's talk about what is. Hey, welcome to Pianist Academy. I'm Szczepanek. While sharing music with others and making an emotional impact is always our goal as musicians, most of our time leading up to these opportunities is probably spent practicing. Today, we're going to take a look at how to better structure your practice time if you have a performance, a recital, a competition coming up, or even if it's just a single piece in front of an audience. This video is going to be great for the ambitious intermediate student, but it's also going to cover a lot of advanced ideas, so hold on for the ride. To kick this topic off, I have a bunch of questions for you about what you're practicing for. How much time do you have? Today? This week? How far away is the performance? Do you know how much time that you can practice on a daily basis without wearing yourself out? Also, what kind of performance is this? Is it a single piece in a recital setting? Is it a full solo recital program? Is it a competition round? Is it a collaborative concert with one soloist or with multiple soloists? Your practice goals are going to be different depending on what type of performance that you're approaching. So, for example, memorizing will be a huge goal for a competition round, while learning the soloist's parts is going to be extremely important for a collaborative performance. Also, have you finished your first run and analysis of your repertoire like we talked about a few videos ago? If you haven't, I'll link that video in the upper corner and also in the description below. Okay, once you have definite answers to these questions, we can start setting some goals. The most efficient practice routine is always full of goals. The worst routines have no goals. So kicking us off, what's your practice limit? In other words, how long can you practice before you wear out? And this is very particular to you. When do you need to take breaks? Veda Kaplinski, who's the head of the piano department at Juilliard, has said that 1 to 2 hours of practice per day is optimal. But in other contexts, she's also said that 4 to 5 hours per day is sufficient. Now, I think that the biggest takeaway from those numbers isn't the actual amount of time, but the fact that we need to practice for only as long as our minds and bodies are capable of. Pianist Vladimir Feltzman once told me in one of my own lessons that a pianist should be able to accomplish everything necessary in practice in only 1 to 2 hours of practice per day. It's also best to break up your practicing into chunks of shorter segments, perhaps only as long as 45 minutes in a single sitting before taking a short break to stretch and reset. You could even shorten that time down to 30 minutes or even 20 minutes per session could be better. You have to just pay attention to how you feel and what your body is telling you. So goal number 1 today, recognize your practice limit, be aware of it, and secondarily, learn to take small breaks often. While we're on the subject of time and time allocation, take a look through your repertoire and write down some concrete tasks that you can accomplish on a piece-by-piece basis. These tasks can take a variety of shapes and sizes, from things like speed up bars 24 to 32 to 75% of performance tempo with 100% accuracy, so very detailed and specific. Or it could be memorize the exposition of the sonata you're working on. Or something totally different like explore tonal colors within the left-hand phrases of bars 68 to 90. Additionally, try to put a time frame on each of these. Is this something you can accomplish today? This week? This month? What is the deadline for it? And lastly, make sure that at least some of these tasks you're creating can fit within your practice chunks of 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or 40 minutes, or whatever you decide is best for you. I personally find that having 2 sets of tasks, one that looks out to the future and to the concert, and also one that looks at just today or just this week, keeps me on track to always accomplishing the shorter and smaller tasks while still making progress toward the larger ones. So summing up, goal number 2 for today is list out as specifically and detailed as possible your practice tasks on a daily, weekly, and a monthly basis, and be sure that the tasks you select are actually attainable in the time frame that you slot them into. If you're getting value and information out of this video and tips, I'd love it if you could give the video a thumbs up, consider subscribing to the channel, and ding that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Okay, back to the video. All right, let's get into focus and body awareness. Those clips right at the beginning of today's video are great examples of poor focus and poor body awareness. Focusing and awareness are two of the most important bits of practicing. With them, you can accomplish twice as much in half the time. Without them, you end up drilling bad muscle habits without any mental engagement. So stay engaged with every single repetition you play. Think about it, judge it, ask questions about it. Play it again if necessary, but only if necessary. And when you do go back to play it again, have a concrete reason why you're doing it. Beyond this, if you're nearing the end of a practice session when fatigue, tiredness, spacing out can become a problem, try to maintain enough body awareness to catch yourself and stop practicing before you end up mindlessly practicing for another 30 minutes. You can set a timer if necessary to help start to build this new habit of getting up, stretching, walking away, but eventually try to trust your body to tell you what's going on and if you need a break. So goal number 3 today, make every moment of your practice focused and meaningful. And when you catch yourself not being able to focus that intensely anymore, just take a break. With the combination of these 3 goals, we can pull out a calendar or a notepad or anything to write on and make an efficient, structured, and effective practice plan that can lead us confidently to our final performance. So here's a glimpse at just 3 days of my own plan as I was preparing for a concert recently. So on here, I've got each day that I have time to practice listed, and within each day, I have a list of goals to achieve and the time I plan to spend working on those. Notice that I only work on a handful of repertoire on any given day, not everything. And beyond that, I only work on sections within that repertoire, not even a whole piece, right? By the end of each week, I have lists of how much progress I've expected to accomplish, leading me all the way to performance day. You can feel free to use this as a sort of template for yourself as you set up a practice plan. Or maybe now that you've started thinking about this, you have an even better idea that works for your brain, your mind, that'll keep you focused, structured, and keep you practicing as best as possible. Okay, that's it for today. I hope these ideas have been helpful to you. Be sure to click that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, ding the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos, and remember, practice smarter, not harder. And I'll see you next time you visit Pianist Academy.